How to make homemade pizza. I'll try to make this as quick as possible. This is going to be the longest part. Some of the ingredients that I like, if you just make a cheese pizza, it's going to end up being actually around $12, not $10. This is pepperoni that I found at Save-A-Lot for like $8. It's absolutely huge, but they didn't have a smaller one, so I'll only use part of that. These are the two pizza doughs that I'm going to combine together that I got at Walmart. They're 98 cents a piece. Of course, it's going to be about $1 for this onion. We'll go with the Aldi's, which is about 18 cents an ounce, instead of a Walmart, which is about 24 cents an ounce. Let's see, I like to use these canned tomatoes. Last thing that I use. Why do I use canned tomatoes? Canned tomatoes are canned about 6 hours after they're picked from the field. Okay, that's as fresh as you can get. And if you do a little bit of research, you can see that the tomatoes that go to produce at grocery stores are a tougher skinned, drier kind of tomato, so that they last longer. I also use a pizza sauce, which I got to Save-A-Lot. That's about $1. Alright, this is a Winn-Dixie. It's a grocery store here in Florida. Mushrooms, I like to put those on. The kids don't like those as much. And here's some olives if you want to use green olives. Okay, this is some cornmeal. I usually use the countertop because I find that it's big enough for the size pizza that I want to make. So just spread this around. Okay, it just takes a little bit of effort to get the dough out of the bag. And the second bag. Now we're going to powder our hands and we're going to push it out. The reason you want to use the dough from the supermarket, for one, it's easier, it's faster, as well as it's not green dough. Green dough is like dough that you'd make the same day. You really can't use that. You have to make dough, if you're going to make it fresh, you have to leave it in the fridge for a day, 2 days, even better. This dough I got 3 days ago, knowing that I wanted to make sure that it had been sitting for a while but not expired. Alright, now this is the dough spread out. Of course, it's quite large. I made this shape because that's the size of my grill that I'm going to use. You can make it smaller or square or round or rectangle or triangle, whatever size you want. I did make one change. Sometimes I do this while I'm cooking. I'm going to try something different. Instead of using the fresh onion, I'm going to go ahead and use the dried onions. I'm going to see how those work out. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the pizza dough, just like it is, and we're going to put it inside of the grill and let it get firm first. That's the secret to making a homemade pizza, because you don't have a oven that's 500, 600, 700 degrees. So you, when you put it inside of your oven on a pan, it never really cooks underneath and stays kind of doughy. This way, if you do it on a grill or inside of your oven very hot and cook it up on the upper shelf, you can cook the top and then flip it over and cook the bottom. On the grill, I'm going to be cooking the bottom and flip it over and then cooking the top. Now to get this on the grill, I'm going to put a little bit of flour on top, because I'm going to roll this in parchment paper so I can roll it back out on the grill. This would be impossible to try to carry yourself and put it out on the grill otherwise, and I'll show you how this procedure is done. Put the parchment paper on top. Then you start to roll it, as so, and just keep rolling it up. Alright, as I roll it, I keep coating it with a little bit of flour so it doesn't stick to the paper. Alright, the end result is this roll of parchment with floured dough, and we're going to take it and we're going to put it out on the grill by putting this side down first, under here. We want to put the dough side down, and then we'll roll it off by pulling it out this way. Alright, next we preheat the grill, and in the process we put olive oil. I'm putting it on a paper towel, and I'm just putting it on by hand. Just be careful. Alright. This part's always interesting. We're just going to start from one side. Roll it out. Okay. If you've seen my videos before, I always do a little bit of adjusting here, and it's okay. You have time to work with it. It won't fall through like water. It's just dough. And I'm just going to make the best of it here. I can play with it a little bit. Like silly putty right now, but it's floury, and I can touch it, and I can move it to just how I want it. Now, you can see how big this pizza is. You get you an idea. Next, I'll get a couple of pans so I can put a pan underneath. Then I'll put a pan on top and I'll flip it over. I might mention real quick, this is my Traeger Grill, and right now we're around 200, a little over 200 degrees. And actually, I meant to have this hotter than that when I put it in, but I still had it in the low setting. But all's working out well. It's only been about 3 minutes. All right, at 6 minutes, the dough is bubbling, to say the least. We'll flip it here very shortly. Okay, now the best way that I've found, by the way, this has been on for, it looks like about 11 minutes, and it's up to 321 degrees. I'm going to use two basically cookie sheets, okay? I'm going to put one underneath, I'm going to put one on top. Pull it out. Flip it over. Try to fit it back in the grill. And then we'll let it go a little bit longer on this side. Okay, now it's only been about 4 minutes since I've turned it over. It's at 352 degrees. And what you're going for is, see that? That's what we want. So basically we're going to do a double-baked pizza, like a double-baked potato. So now we're going to put the toppings on. Alright, now here's the pizza dough. I haven't decided which side I want to put the sauce on, so I'll look at that in just a moment. But let's talk about the sauce for a second. I'm just going to use a jar of sauce. I'm probably not going to use it for this humongous pizza. In my opinion, one of the secrets for a really good pizza is too little sauce is, I don't know, 5 times better than too much sauce. It overwhelms. You put too much sauce on, you can't taste the cheese, you can't taste the pepperoni as much, or the onions or peppers or sausage or whatever other things that you like. So let's look at the other side. All right, in my opinion, it's a toss-up. This looks like it'd make a better bottom side. So that being the case, this is going to be where I'm going to put the toppings on the pizza. It's not crunchy. It's sort of like hard doughy. It's still flexible. See that? This is going to be nice. Alright, first goes the sauce. And we'll put it on, I don't know, something about like that. First I'll use a spoon, and then I'll end up using my hands. So it doesn't matter if we use a spoon or a spatula. Most of the times, actually, I use my hands. I'm doing this. I asked my wife, I says, do you think if I do this video, is it okay if I use my hands? And she says, why not? You know, mess with the dough and all that stuff with your hands. I don't see why not. But for sake of what it looks like, I guess, I'll just use this rubbery like brush, I don't know, a la Walmart, whatever. So after I get this on, the next step will be I put on the sesame seed around the edge of the crust. So I want to make sure that every part of this, now if you can see, once this gets spread on, I've learned about how much of a jar to use. I didn't even use that whole jar, but the idea is, you see that? It's just coating the bottom. It's not like spaghetti sauce in a bowl. Alright, there we go. So think of the sauce on the crust as like butter on bread, something like that. Look at that little, oh well, some of it came apart. When you have this ginormous of a pizza, it doesn't matter if there's some flaws in it. I'm just giving you an idea of what it looks like, because this is one of the single most important parts, is not getting too much sauce but getting it spread around. So that's our foundation right there.